Okay, guys. I just wanted to say that I'm gonna be releasing a playtest level of just the little first-person shooter I've been working on that uses easy first-person editor. Now, while working with this engine, I know that the engine allows me to do things that I cannot do because I have no programming knowledge. And normally to even emulate this type of stuff that this engine already does off the bat, it probably take like maybe over a year or two in order to even remotely know how to do it with other engines in order to emulate what was already done here. But I wanted to release a playtest level just to get the general idea of what people felt about the game. And at the end, when you get to the final part, you'll get access to this NPC over here, and you can talk to him, and he will ask a few questions. These questions will help the further development of the project. These are based off 6 questions by, I believe it was Jex Chessel. Let me check on Google for a moment. Jex Shell. Okay. I did add another one at the end, which is, did you enjoy melee or range fighting more? That also becomes like a personal thing, but well, I was working on this little project, and I do want to keep working on it, but I'm unsure at the moment if I want to have jumping and or potentially take jumping off and this more of a environment thing that I got going on here, where you can move around by jumping and access higher planes, or go for more of Wolfenstein 3D map layout. But by map layout, I don't mean just make mazes. I mean, you have the floor, you have the walls, and you have the ceiling, but not allowing the player to jump above that floor. But instead, the player can, interact with certain things like ladders in order to go to other maps, for example, and then lay out levels that way instead. The problem at the moment that I've noticed with this engine, and I'm not really, complaining about the engine at all, because otherwise I would not be able to do something like this, like I stated earlier. But the way that the editor is set up, and you're using the map creator with the editor, is that you can only see the floor, the floor you're currently working at, and the floor below you. Now, in order to check the other parts of the floor that he worked on, you have to switch between on the top left, between the floor number 1 to floor number 99. And that's great and all, and it does, give you the ability to make big environments. But I have um, terrible, I have a terrible time visualizing a 3D plane and visualizing what I did previously on the lower planes or the lower floors, which makes this exponentially harder to do. This level alone took me five hours, and it's not great, and it has problems. And yes, it does have the elevators and the stairs. The stairs are another problem that I see with the engine, where I tried doing custom stairs, the character gets stuck on them because of the movement, and that's because of the nature of the engine. It was supposed to be made specifically for Wolfenstein 3D games, and not so much Doom-esque games or Duke Nukem 3D-esque games or more recent boomer shooters where you have a lot of movement and stuff. So even something that happened to me while I was playtesting my own level is, as I was going down the first hole, I would get stuck between floors or get stuck in a wall. So another question that I wanted to add is to like the person who's like seeing this video is, do you mind not having the ability to jump and playing something that is more grounded like Wolfenstein 3D where you only have a floor, but you could also have not just be in terms of the environment, not it being limited to only having one wall and the ceiling shown, but having it so you can actually see higher than that, but it's just that you can't jump or access it. That's basically what I wanted to ask, because I saw a game called Exophobia, and that game is literally Wolfenstein 3D, but you can dash. And Wizardom, you cannot jump, but you can access other floors by using ladders and other instruments. So I did wonder if it was better for me to, start thinking if it was better for me to sacrifice jumping and accessing other layers and using stairs. Potentially even make like these things interactables instead. And it kind of gives it more of a, I don't know, more like an older game style while you're interacting with objects and NPCs and all that sort of stuff. So I suppose it would maybe have those advantages. I don't know. That's just food for thought. But yeah, this was all to say that I'm gonna have a playtest level available, and I would like some feedback. I'll probably add another question to this NPC where I ask if the game didn't have jump or the ability for a player to access other planes, if that would be a problem. That'd probably be good. I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this video now on YouTube. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk, and I'll catch you guys later. So yeah.